All right, we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. We're still missing one member, but he should be here in a minute. So we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Good job. Will you click your microphone on? Thank you.
We'll go ahead and do roll call.
Oh, roll call, sorry. Sandra Calvert,
Here.
Beth Wood,
Here.
Chad Van Ryn,
Here.
and Corbin April. He's not here, but will be.
He'll be here.
Okay. Next thing is approval of, it was the May 21st that we needed Corbin for, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I suggest that you wait on Corbin because.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't we
We
go
can't
ahead and
really
go
do
around that and
business.
start the first, or start with our old business, which is the Holloway 2506 use variance findings of fact. So do we need to read those into record?
It's probably a good idea.
Okay, we held a review hearing on a use variance for Holloway at the last meeting, and we're going to read the findings of fact and conclusions of law into the record at this meeting. Okay, the Board of Zoning Appeals Board, or BZA, having reviewed the application filed by the petitioners William and Rebecca Holloway, now finds as follows. The findings of fact are: the petitioners William Holloway and Rebecca Holloway are the owners of a tract of real estate at 9993 Newport Road, Bowling Green, Owen County, Indiana. Petitioners operate a small family farm there and are engaged in growing lavender. Their business is known as the Heartland Hollows Lavender Farm. Petitioners do not live on the property. Petitioners' real property parcel 6012030900000023 is currently zoned for agricultural use. They seek a variance from the zoning ordinance in order to operate a gift shop on the 10-acre site they own, among other activities. The gift shop has already been constructed with the approval of various state and local agencies and is nearly operational. With a variance, petitioners intend to sell a variety of products directly to consumers at the gift shop. However, not all items they anticipate selling at the site are grown and produced on the farm. Petitioners also state they intend to stage educational workshops on a periodic basis. The Holloways filed for a zoning variance on June 6, 2025, and complied with the production and noticing requirements associated with the Owen County ordinance. The Board of Zoning Appeals met on the night of July 10, 2025, to consider the variance application of the Holloways, but the board, because of a lack of voting quorum, the board was not able to complete the required record and consider an up or down vote on the Holloways' request. The hearing for variance consideration was rescheduled for August 20th, 2025. A hearing was held on the request for a variance on August 20th, 2025 at the Owen County Courthouse, Spencer, Indiana. The petitioners were represented by Counsel Terry English. Board counsel was also present. Counsel for petitioners offered comment, and members of the community were present and also presented comment. Letters were also received by the BZA. Those members of the public, both those persons who attended and those who sent letters, expressed both support for and opposition to the petitioner's request for a variance. The hearing was recorded. That recording and the letters both for and against the petitioner's request are made part of the record. Opposition to the request generally identified several concerns, including, but not limited to, increased vehicle traffic, alcohol consumed on the property, and impact of commercial development that is contrary to the land use by nearby landowners. Excuse me. BZA members discussed whether the property was better suited for a rezoning application than a variance. There was also discussion of whether the property met the definition of agritourism as a matter of state law. Conclusion of law: the petitioners have filed for a use variance for their property located at 9993 Newport Road. Notice has been sent to all adjacent landowners of record via certified mail 10 days prior to the meeting, and proof of the same is attached. Notice has been placed in a newspaper of general circulation within the county 10 days prior to the meeting, and proof of the same is attached. The proposed request has been available for public inspection for at least 10 days prior to the hearing on the matter. A quorum of the BZA was present at the hearing. In order to obtain a use variance, the petitioners must demonstrate all of the following conditions are satisfied. The approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. The need for the variance arises from some conditions peculiar to the property involved. The strict application of the terms of this chapter will constitute an unnecessary hardship if applied to the property for which the variance is sought, and the approval does not interfere substantially with the comprehensive plan. Owen County Ordinance 155.199 Standards for Use Variance Approval. Here the board has determined that the petitioners have failed to establish that they have met all 5 of these requirements. The vote of the participating BZA was 3-1 against the petitioners. The request for a variance is denied, and we will be approving that tonight.
And this will require a vote, a motion and a vote.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve these findings of fact?
Can't we wait till Corbin's here?
You can. Yeah, you can.
Are you
But
gonna
it's-
vote the same way?
It's not a vote on the actual response, it's just a
Just
vote
a vote
on
on the, to
the
accept
finding
the,
of facts. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened. We got to vote
Okay.
before that, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we, sign the letter for the finding of facts.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, motion 3-0, motion carries. Okay, so now we're ready to start our new business. We're ready to open the hearing for the beach design variance. Would those involved with that please come forward?
Turn your microphone on down there.
It's just that click button, yep. Thank you.
Okay, you want to go ahead and tell us what's going on?
Oh, I think you guys got all the paperwork, I hope you do.
You do?
I've got 25 acres out on Hayden Road, up on road frontage. In 2021, I had that surveyed out on the west track. I built a home for my sister and her husband. On the east track, I just had it surveyed out at the same time, just so I had it surveyed out and if I ever needed it in the future. Well, the future's here, and I'd like to sell that to my son and let him and his wife and family build a home on it.
Okay.
To make a long story short.
So you're selling him less than 1 acre, right?
Yes. It measures out to .7112 or something on that line. I have talked with what's his name now? For septics.
John Reeves.
John Reese, thank you. And he looked over the plot, and he says, I don't see any problem with a septic, he don't see any problem with a backup septic, which I guess that's not a requirement now. At one time, I think you needed to have room for a septic and a backup. He says that's not a requirement anymore. I guess there's a new system they use that uses a whole lot less space, which I was in general contracting for 27 years, but that's something new. It's always something new. I've plotted out the home we want to build, and it meets all the required setbacks, the 25 feet from the property to the east, 25 feet off of the driveway, and 75 feet off Hayden Road.
Okay, does anyone have any comments regarding this application? in the beginning.
I want to keep my grandbabies close,
I get that.
and my son.
You notice you were second. You weren't first on that list.
It happens like that.
Yeah, he is, he is.
Does anybody have any comments? Okay, then I will go ahead and close the public comment portion of that.
I'll make a motion to accept the design. I don't think that there's anything that we need to add to that, since you've already got your
Let me
setbacks.
read this into the record first.
Okay.
The only thing that I would say is understanding, and he and I have talked about this too, that creating that smaller parcel will eventually need for a rezone because it's zoned agricultural right now. So that would have to change, but he's aware of that. We've talked about that.
Okay. All right, well, I have to go, I'm gonna read the ordinance information into record right now. And this will stand for all of the hearings that we're doing. And the Owen County zoning ordinance 16.6 is a Board of Zoning Appeals shall approve or deny variances from the development standards such as setbacks of the zoning ordinance. The board may impose reasonable conditions as part of the board's approval. A variance may be approved only upon a determination writing that the approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner, and the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property. Owen County zoning ordinance 16.3 reads, public notice in accordance with IC 5-3-1-2 and IC 5-3-1-4 shall be published at least 10 days prior to the meeting, and that was done, correct?
Yes.
At least 10 days prior to the hearing, the planning director shall notify all interested parties of the public hearing by certified mail.
Yes.
At least 10 days prior to the hearing, the planning director shall post and maintain a sign on the subject property notifying those passing the property that a request for variance approval for the property has been made.
Yes.
The staff, if any, may appear before the board at the hearing and present evidence in support of or in opposition to the granting of a variance or the determination of any other matter. Other persons may appear and present relevant evidence. A person may not communicate with any member of the board before the hearing with the intent to influence the member's action on a matter pending before the board. Nobody has contacted anyone, right? Okay. Not less than 5 days before the hearing, the staff may file with the board a written statement setting forth any facts and or opinions related to the matter. Those were irrelevant, right? The board shall conduct a public hearing on the application for variance approval, which is what we're doing tonight. Following the hearing, the board shall take action on the application. The board may approve, deny, or approve with conditions. The board shall make written findings of fact in support of its decision. Okay. So you made a motion.
Yes, I'll make a motion to accept the design variance as is.
So he's gonna have to have it rezoned? Why wouldn't he do that first?
If he wants to make sure he's gonna be able to parcel, build the home on less than an acre before it's another $500 to rezone.
Alright. What if they don't rezone it?
But
Still out?
It can be a condition. You guys can put whatever conditions you want.
I'm just
So,
saying.
yeah, but it would have to, or otherwise it would be non-conforming use of the property, so. Ordinance requires the rezone.
Alright. Need a second? I'll second it. I'll second that motion.
Okay. Is there any other discussion? Okay, let's take a vote. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Now, what do we do from here? What do we have to go do now?
So from here, I will prepare paperwork for you, finding of facts, it'll get signed. And then you are approved to that extent that we can take that survey, get your process started, be on there. If you wanna give me a call, we can talk further. You'll have the rezone next. Once we get that split finalized and approved, you'll have your rezone next, but you will be able to build that home on less than an acre. So that part is the first approval you needed.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, the next one is, we're going to open the hearing for the buyer design variance.
Hi, my name is Austin Byer. My wife and I live at 7962 State Highway 43, Spencer, Indiana. And we are hoping to be able to build a pole barn next to our house. Because of where the septic tank was laid out when the house was built, it limits our options on potentially putting it 25 feet off the property line and still being within a reasonable distance of the house.
Does anybody have any comments on this petition?
You should have an email there from his adjoining neighbor, Carol,
Yeah.
who was not opposed but in support of this.
How far off the property line will it?
A minimum, it would be 9 feet. So there'd still be enough room to get equipment to the back if the septic tank, the finger system ever needed work on either side of the house.
You're 9 feet off the road?
Off the property line,
Okay,
plenty of feet off the road.
okay. No one has any comment? Okay, then we'll go ahead and close the public hearing portion. Board comments?
No, I think as long as he's gotten approval with the neighbor, that would be the main issue, and
You're gonna build it between your house and the neighbor's house?
Yeah, where the vehicles are parked now. It'll be used as a garage.
All right. Sure the neighbor don't mind, but what about future neighbors? Yeah, I mean, that's their problem. If they buy it, then it's already built.
they'll see it right there, yeah, that's. I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve the design variance, especially with the support from the neighbor.
All right. I'll second it.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
3-0.
Thank you.
Same to you. I'll get paperwork together for you. We'll get it to you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Heather.
Okay, the next one is Holes Apple, design variance.
There's Brew.
Okay, go ahead.
State our name and address. This is Chris and Miranda Hosapple. We're at 8031 Franks Hill Road, Poland, Indiana. We have a pole barn that we need to have a variance for because of the way the property lies.
Yeah, we parceled off 4.5 acres. We got our house for sale. And I was trying to put a pole barn up in order, if the house sold, in order to move our stuff while we in the process of putting a house on that 4.5 acres. There's a lot of miscommunication between the contractor and the builder and everything else, and we were dealing with the Amish. And I thought they were getting a permit, they thought I was getting a permit, and you were out of town. They
Yes.
started building it, and the minute that I came home, I saw that, and it was brought to me by a neighbor's attention. I was leaving town that day, so when I got back in town, which was 3 o'clock in the morning. I came down and I got the permit, and then I paid for the variance because where it's built is, now the property lies, it's, where we live is real hilly and there's a lot of ravines and hollers. And so on that 4.5 acres, there's, I'd say 3.5 of it's pretty not buildable. And we've had
And previously, John Reeves came out when we had shown the site of the potential house build. We wanted to make sure before we even sectioned that there would be room for, they tested the soil and said where they would do the grade of the septic and whatnot. And that all came back for the placement of the home where we would put it, and then the pole barn is off
it's,
to a side, I don't
yeah,
know the
we're, I
direction.
think we're 35 foot off of Hillary Mazur's property, which I've got 10 neighbors that this directly affects that are all surrounding me, that have all
We've
signed their
got-
name in support of, you know, where it's at. The problem with it is the variance on, or the, excuse me, off the road. It's 27 feet off the road. So that's why we're here trying to do that.
Just trying to get approval of that for the
And that
location that it's at.
doesn't affect anything for the highway department or any,
No.
They have to come out there first.
Yeah, what highway?
So, and I actually spoke with the highway department about this firsthand. I made a call to them for my own peace of mind, and they said that with this being 27 feet off the road, that they did not have a problem with that. They didn't feel like it would block line of sight for drivers.
okay. So you have the highway department's blessing. Does anyone have any comments?
Well, I'm his neighbor, we're, you know, I own the property right by them. There's no problem with where the barn is, obviously, the highway department did say it wasn't. It's at the end of my drive, it don't block a single view I have, so.
Okay.
Can
not turning in or out, huh?
can you give me your name, please?
Mr. Jones. But, I mean, the trees are worse than that. I mean, there's trees that block you worse than that barn ever will, so.
Okay. Does anybody else have comment?
My name's Patty Malone, and we own property just up the hill from this. It doesn't impede any traffic going up or down the road. It doesn't impede people meeting each other in that area. It's,
Right.
yeah, it's pretty much one way, but you
I live
know,
on-
you
I live
just
on
pray
one of
for
those.
the best.
I live on one of those.
Yeah, but it doesn't impede anything.
Okay.
And my cousin, who owns the property, is backed up against, cannot make it tonight, but she herself said she didn't care, doesn't bother her any.
Okay.
We had written expressed consent and support from neighbors, so that was nice.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any comment? Okay, then we'll close the public portion on this. Public
Need to read
comment.
these Written or emailed comments into the record? No. The one from the Norris is the one.
Do we need to read it into the record?
I don't think you
I don't
need
think
to.
we
You
need
have
to.
them, you've seen them.
Yeah.
And it's in support of, so.
I think I sent you guys one that was,
Well, yeah. it's-
Not.
They have
Yeah.
concerns, but.
yeah.
Are there any?
Yeah, I
Board
have
comment?
a question. You don't have that property split from the original tract, do you?
Yes, ma'am. It's been resurveyed and split off onto its own separate track.
Oh, has it?
Yes.
Dave
Meyer actually came out back in July and resurveyed all of that, and it's a 4.51 acre track, I believe.
We don't have that.
We don't have it yet.
I have a photo of it from Dave Meyer. Would you like me to email that to you? I can forward you that email
Yeah,
from him.
yeah.
Do you want me to grab my phone now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make way.
Do you have? 1 second.
Did you see the last page of this packet?
Is that it? The
I
last-
think it might.
I thought I submitted it, but.
Oh. Duh. But it doesn't include the description either, does it?
No, that's not on this page, which is really what we need, is that legal description that goes with that.
Can I come up here and show you? Is this what you're asking for?
Well, we've got
Like
this,
this?
yeah, we just need the legal,
So
I'm
what
looking
did
at
you
the only
say?
objections in this email, and if the county does this, if the county does that, well, I don't see the county doing anything to anything, so,
no.
like everybody else here, I mean, we already know that's not gonna happen, so. And it sounds like most neighbors are in favor of it, or at least not opposed to it. Got one email opposed to it, so, and they didn't. Well, I guess we got two actually.
So I'm gonna make a motion that we accept the plan as stipulated, but I do wanna put a stipulation on there. You need to get a deed drawn up and get that property transferred into your name, because that establishes the new parcel number. So you would just really do a quick claim deed from yourself to yourself.
Okay.
And then that way it's separated off of that larger parcel.
And we can do
And
that.
that has to be done in order for a split.
Okay. In order for the variance for the pole barn.
Yes.
Because until so I'm just asking because I'm not
Yes.
sure. Until we sold, we weren't sure of how to separate anything like that. So that's what we'll need to do, and we would do that with you.
You'll start with me, yes.
Okay.
What do you think about tabling it until they can get that done? No? I mean, it shouldn't be much to get it taken care of.
No, I mean, if you've got, the main thing is your survey. You've
Yes.
got the survey done.
Yes.
And in order to split the land, you have to get it, take it to Heather. It has to be approved through mapping to make sure everything closes right.
Okay.
And then, the survey will need to be recorded. And then a deed, from you to yourselves establishing the ownership of that new parcel.
And that can all be done administratively, so it doesn't require another board
No,
visit
no.
for that.
They own the whole thing anyway, they're just separating that.
Right.
Okay.
But just to make sure everything is good, I mean, and even if you didn't sell your house, you're still gonna have this parcel of land that's already established. So that would be the cleanest way to do it, I think. That's my opinion. I don't know how anybody else feels about that.
What is there, may I ask a question? What is the cost along with like a quick claim deed and all that? How does that
I'm
work?
not sure a cost on quitclaim deeds. I know the property's split. If we can do it administratively, as long as there's no hiccups stopping that, the administrative split is $100.
Okay, I just wasn't sure how that all worked and if we, okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
So you're making a motion to approve?
With the stipulation.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
3-0. Now you get your work to do.
We'll take these rowdy people with us.
I know,
That's a lot of support there.
Thank you.
Of course.
Here, I give you one more room. Bounce off that thing.
Sunday.
Sunday, seriously, I'm glad
Oh,
you guys
really?
did. Get out, yeah.
Oh, my. You
I'm
better
glad
get
you
that
agreed.
real fast.
We could have a totally labor thing going on here.
Thank you. So then I think the last thing that we have to talk about is the hydrogeology. And they're here to kind of talk to you about what they do, but essentially, like we talked about, it's just the old variance currently doesn't transfer to new buyers, and they would just like to know if it's possible for them to transfer that to the new buyers, but they're here to talk about it, so.
Come on now.
I represent the new buyer, so should I come up as well? Or is it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Jason Crothy, and I'm representing hydrogeology here tonight.
And Arlene Vincent with Blue Triton Brands.
Okay, so go ahead and tell us a little bit.
Yeah, so currently we operate a water business at 1240 Pottersville Road. It is we have a permit for up to 50,000 gallons a day. It is in our, I guess it's a conditional use variance. We've been actually operating for a little over a year now. Our daily average has been about 25,000 gallons. We report those monthly to Heather, which we've done. So that equates to about 3.5. It's been about 3.5 trucks per day, Monday through Friday, out of the site. And yeah, we're myself. I have 2 other business partners. We all operate other businesses as well, and we're just we're trying to focus on those. And yeah.
I would add that we've been the only customer, so we've had a working relationship, a business relationship since it started. So I think they've decided that, you know, maybe developing it is funner than operating it, if that's
Yeah.
fair. So we started discussions about purchasing the site. So our intent would be to operate it just as it has been operated and within the conditions of the permit.
Why isn't this one on the agenda? I have a feeling this would have probably created a lot of questions.
Yeah, so we weren't presented with enough in time to actually put this on the agenda. Like, I could have maybe edited the agenda and added it. We were back and forth talks about it. So the idea was, and that's what we talked about when we talked earlier, was to at least let them come talk to you. It's up to you. If you're not comfortable making motions, voting on this, they can come back in November and we can put them on the agenda and advertise and go through all of that route. But we didn't, you know, we want you guys aware really of kind of what the plan is, what's going on. And then also, if you felt comfortable, that is your call to decide whether or not you want to vote as an administrative move to allow this transfer, since they're not going through the full process of an application if you were to approve. If not, they will have to go through the same variance process that the original owner of it did have to go through. So that is obviously all your decision, but at least they're here and they can talk about what's going on.
So technically, is this permitted for the water? I mean, you have the permit,
Correct.
and
Yeah.
is that permit transferable?
I don't know. So
Or do you just have the variance to do it, and then you have no other stipulations pulling the water?
I'm not quite sure I understand the question.
Yeah,
I believe it's below a threshold. Is that, so through like a state regulatory groundwater withdrawal permit's only
right,
required.
and so does
Yeah.
IDEM issue your permit and they,
No, so the water well is registered, but in order to register it with IDEM as a large capacity well, you have to be over a certain volume, which we are not, if that makes sense.
okay.
So it's just, due to the size of it, it doesn't require that high capacity withdrawal permit.
That makes sense.
many gallons of water a year would you estimate here?
So, let me keep these numbers. I have some pictures of the site too. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it or not. But so through the course of the year, we've been approximately 3 trucks a day. So it's, what we got here? So approximately our withdrawal to date has been 21,000 gallons a week versus, 21,000 gallons a day versus the 50,000 gallons per day that we're permitted under.
7 days a week? Or
5 days a week.
5 days a week?
Yeah, Monday through Friday.
How long have you been
100,000.
operating?
So it's been operational since last January, or January 2024. We did some initial tanker trucks again in August, but like fully operational at 3 trucks a day was in September of 2024.
100,000 gallons a week, 52 weeks out of the year, roughly.
Yeah.
A lot of water. I definitely don't want to vote on this tonight.
Yeah, I think we need to bring it to the public's attention, just so everybody's, everything's
Sure.
transparent.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, that was, I guess the reason too, in the conversations that Heather and I haven't had a conversation with Heather, is just that it's not a change in use, it was
Right.
permitted, and it's just a
Right.
change in land ownership,
Right.
so.
But still, we need to be able to let the public make their
Yes.
comment too.
Yeah.
Do we have, and I want to keep this on the record, do we have any applications to be heard next month?
Not currently, not yet, but there are some that are being worked on, so there is likely going to be at least 1, maybe 2
Well,
so
I'm going
far.
to be gone the week of the next BZA scheduled date, so we need to change it.
Okay,
That's why I wanted to keep that on the record.
Yeah.
yeah, we can look at days that would maybe work.
I'll be gone from the 10th through the 15th. So anytime that following week. No, the commissioners are on the 20th.
Yeah,
Yes.
commissioners,
So-
and you got the plan commission on the 18th, is that right?
Yes, we could middle of those 2 meetings on that Wednesday. I know we've moved it to a Wednesday in the past and that's worked for
on the
everybody.
19th.
But
That works for me. Does that work for you, Chad?
I'm
November
sorry, I was
19th?
reading this, so
The 19th,
I'm gonna be
19th of
gone,
next month, yeah, it's fine with me. As far as I know,
because I'm gonna be gone.
for the normal day.
Mhm. All right, so we have that on the record that the next meeting is the 19th.
sure.
At the same time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And that way you guys know that too.
Yeah.
so now I have a question, are
Yeah.
you the same company that's pulling water up off of Rocky Hill Road?
No.
No.
Nope, but they also own a water trucking company, and they're the ones that have been doing the trucking, so all of that has been local, as far as everything's been done locally.
Okay.
I don't know if you all would like to see the site between
Oh, see the side?
now and then. I mean, I've got pictures of,
Yeah.
if I can get to them. So that's just the aerial, Pottersville Road, and that's just the turnaround for the trucks. And then, it's just a one-story building.
Not really a lot going on as far as
There's not.
the development of it or whatever.
No, and so if you look at I took these, because if you look from Pottersville.
Yeah, you don't even know nothing's
Yeah,
there.
you can't see it
hoping
because the
that you did
smelter, you bought that from the smelter.
Yeah, Rick Smeltzer. But yeah, if you look at there's really, so there's Pottersville Road,
Yeah.
and then that's the turnaround for the.
Well, and one advantage you have is it's close to the river,
Yeah.
so the water supply is ample, we hope.
So that's, there's Pottersville
Yeah,
Road.
and we
and then-
do environmental monitoring, I mean, so we're, you know,
Yeah,
making sure that the springs, I mean,
that's all
it's a
it is.
pretty short run off the
Okay.
property to the farmer's field, which is tiled right across the street.
Yeah, this is-
So like that water without
Staying on the
removal
road for
never
farmers
makes it to the river,
buildings.
because it's tiled, those, the farmer's fields to the,
Okay.
my orientations to the south. No, that's not right. Is, drains that water away, so.
West.
In-
West, thank you, I was like, I don't think that's right, I know it's got,
You know, you had mentioned the amount of water being withdrawn, and just to understand too, we have the production well, and then there's 4 monitoring wells based around it, and what we use those for is just, in order for the site to make sense, it has to be viable. You don't want to overpump the well, you don't want to take too much water out. So that's why we have those wells there, to make sure that that is not happening. And so we have little loggers in there that continuously measure the water level. And so that's part of it, is just to make sure, one, that it's sustainable for what we're doing, but also we're not impacting anybody around us. And it's, to date, we haven't seen any issues with that. So just wanted to say that.
and it's been, I mean, we've, you know, been working with Jason and the team at hydrogeology, and so, you know, their commitment to environmental stewardship is in line with ours. That's why we have utilized the site and purchased water from the site. And we're excited for the opportunity to be in Owen County and in Spencer. We have a plant in Greenwood that's has about 100 employees, and that's where the water is mainly primarily taken. And it's been there since like 2008, so it's been there for a while.
Yeah, well, thank you, and, we look forward to seeing you next month, I guess, right?
So is that like, do we have to like fill out the application, because it's already, it's just a discussion to be more transparent and.
Yeah,
Right.
for
To allow the public an opportunity to
For
also
the
voice
public.
concerns and have a
Okay.
conversation.
Okay, I appreciate that, so.
Yeah.
And that would still be, the issue is really about transferring ownership of that permit, right? I mean, that's kind of the question,
Well, it,
or if it's
if it's
administratively.
not permitted, I mean, if you don't have a permit from the state or IDEM or whatever, I didn't know if you would have a permit from the state to do that.
Yeah, I mean, so the only thing we were looking to do was to transfer the variance for the property is what we were looking to do here.
I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything else hanging that,
No,
any other,
Do you know what the threshold is to need IDEM's approval, or?
I want to say it's 100, you'd have to have like 100 gallon per minute is what your well would have to do. And ours is, we did a bunch of testing, aquifer testing leading up to it, and we came up with like around 25 gallons a minute is what we thought was a good sustainable number. So it's well below that threshold of high capacity draw wells.
Just curious. We need to make a motion to table this.
It's not really officially on the agenda.
yeah. No, I don't think we did, do we?
I don't think so.
So we
Really,
just-
it's just informational for you guys.
Yes, just informational, and that's what we've gotta have.
Is there anything else that would be helpful, that we could supply to you before that, or?
I don't think so, do you?
Not necessarily.
No, my main concern is just making sure we're going through the proper channels, making sure that everything's advertised, the
Yeah.
public's aware, because if we were to do, I can tell you right now, if we were to pass this and pass it on to the.
I'd have an
your
email
buyer,
before I walked out of here.
It'd be a
Mhm. Yes,
conspiracy
you would.
theory, we'd all be trying to,
Put her off the record.
you know,
Sure.
you probably paid us tens of thousands of dollars to do it tonight, and, you know, and everything be blown way out of proportion. To be
People are
honest, I'm not a
passionate
huge
about-
fan of it, honestly, but that's beside the point, so,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a discussion for next month, I guess.
Maybe, maybe not.
Can you tell me specifically so I can prepare?
No, no.
Is
Okay.
normally, like,
Do you
if
have a way
normally
to
if
get
someone
the
gets a variance,
original
like, to
variance?
build a pole
A
barn
copy
or
of
whatever,
the
some of
original
the,
variance test before November.
You
6th.
should have one in front of you, actually. It's probably at the bottom of your packet, the very last thing.
Yeah, this.
That is your original variance.
Yeah, that's kind of my question. If there's a
Oh, I mean, the
approval
original
or a variance
application
to
for
it,
the
isn't
variance.
Oh, I
that
can
assigned to the
look for it.
property? So like when the property
I will see
ownership
what I can
changes,
find.
do
The
you
original
guys
Just to
always
kinda
have
see
to look at?
What was originally said. when we-
No, this is
I can
just
also
something
look
a little
for and see if I can dig up the
different for the
original
county.
meeting
Um,
YouTube video, maybe send you a link to that if I can find that, if that helps. Then you can hear what they talked about during that.
I think, well, that's all summarized in here though, right?
It should
As
be,
far as the findings.
yeah.
I would just be curious to see the original application.
Okay,
Oh, I had to dig out for that one,
I will do the work.
huh? Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No,
Minutes.
Yeah, we need to approve, we can
Yeah,
approve
can
the
we?
July minutes
Thanks for your time, I appreciate it.
yes.
or vote on them.
August.
You'll be in
August.
touch with them, right, Heather?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Thanks, Heather.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. Okay, well, I read the minutes. I'm gonna make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Just the August, we're not approving, we're not doing the May ones until.
Right. We can't do those until Corbin's.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
3-0. Any board comments?
Any idea of BZA appointments for the open spot or anything from commissioners?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Don't have information to give yet.
Okay,
All right.
any more board comments? Heather,
No.
any comments?
I don't currently have anything.
Okay, we will now close the meeting.
I'll make a motion to.
I'll second that motion.
All
All
right.
right, meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.